There is so much horrible TikTok growth advice out there. You don't know what to look at, what to focus on, and everything just leaves you confused and frustrated. I get it. I hear you, and I'm here to help. If you're looking to grow on TikTok, it's just as important to avoid bad advice so that you can focus on the right things. So today we're going to walk through some of the most commonly given TikTok growth advice that just is wrong and stuff that doesn't matter. So after watching this, you can make sure to never focus on this stuff again and stop stressing over things that don't actually matter. Let's get into it. What's going on? My name is Ben. I'm your resident social media nerd here at Flick, and every single week I make videos just like this to help you grow your brand and influence and income faster through social media. So if you're looking to do any of those things, you're in the right place. Great to meet you. And if you're a returning viewer, great to see you again. You look fantastic. The first thing that doesn't matter that people stress about way too much is the posting time of your content. I have posted thousands of videos on TikTok for myself personally or for clients, and I can say with absolute certainty the time that you post that video does not matter. I've had videos that I posted in the middle of the night in my own time zone go viral, and then I've had others that were posted at the ideal time based on analytics, and it didn't really matter. So it comes down to the quality of the content, not the time in which you are posting. So stop stressing over that. Post in a way that makes sense for you. Get content out there because it can't get views until it's posted. The next thing that doesn't matter is your gear. We have reached a point now where people are more than okay with watching content that was shot on a phone as long as the audio is decent. So stop stressing over the camera that you're using. I guarantee you have more than a good enough camera already in your pocket to start creating content. And if that's why you're not filming, that is an excuse and one that you no longer have, because I'm telling you with certainty that stuff doesn't matter, especially on TikTok. The creators that really blow up, they really go for that organic feel that is possible through a camera on a phone. It just feels more natural. It feels almost like you're on a call with someone, and people love that stuff over on TikTok. So eliminate that as an excuse. That really doesn't matter. What does matter is the quality of your audio and the lighting within your video. People can actually see you or whatever they're supposed to focus on. So if you do have some money to invest in your content creation setup, I would put it towards a light and a mic. Your phone is also very easy to use, so I highly recommend just going with that for now and probably forever, because they just keep getting better. And many people don't know this, but people will scroll away from a video faster for poor audio than they will poor video. So audio really does matter. So that's the first place I would invest any money. Find a decent mic that you can use on your phone to increase your quality. A little hack here is if you do have the Apple headphones, these guys right here, this mic is actually quite solid. You'll see a lot of creators across TikTok using this mic because it sounds pretty awesome. And it also gives that kind of authentic and real feel because it's something that people would see anyone using on a call with them. So that's a hack that you could already have a good mic already with you for free. And if not, go on Amazon. There are a ton of mics under $50 that are quite solid. And obviously they can go up to crazy amounts, but there is some diminishing returns. So you can find an amazing mic for around $50 and a solid lighting setup for the exact same. But you can also just film outside or by a window. As long as the frame is well lit, you're good to go. The next common misbelief and thing that doesn't matter is editing within the app. Of course, these apps are going to say that you need to edit within the app to get full reach because that benefits them. The more you're using their ecosystem, the more you're posting to their ecosystem. Naturally, if you edit within TikTok, where are you likely going to post first? To TikTok. So obviously you thinking that benefits them, but I can tell you with certainty that does not matter. Edit your content in whatever platform you feel most comfortable in and whatever allows you to create the best content in the least amount of time. So if that's CapCut on your laptop, fantastic. If that's Final Cut, if that's the Adobe suite, whatever it is, stop stressing over that and stop stressing over doing it within the app. There are some things that are objectively easier within the TikTok app for editing, but if you don't like using it, don't let that be what stops you or what stresses you out. That will not be the reason your content doesn't travel. I promise you. I've had many videos go viral and very few of them were shot, filmed, or edited within the actual TikTok. So stop stressing that this year. It just doesn't matter. The fourth thing that just doesn't matter is the amount of followers that you have. TikTok blew up because it gave anyone the opportunity to go viral with a solid video that people liked. That opportunity is still absolutely present. You have an equal chance on a brand new account as you do with an established account to go viral on a post. Of course, a massive audience may help them get that targeting right faster, but a brand new account can still absolutely go viral today. So it doesn't matter how many followers you have, it matters how good you are at stopping and grabbing people's attention and making content that compels people. That's what matters, not how many followers that you actually have. Plus, people are following far less freely these days, meaning people have to see the same page far more often to actually click the follow button, and some just never do it all because they know that they can still get that content simply by liking it or even just watching it all the way through. They don't actually need to follow like we used to back in the old Instagram days. So stop stressing about your follower number in terms of dictating your performance. And also stop stressing about followers in general. A far better metric to look at is your retention and your views you're getting across your content. The followers will come if you create a community and you nurture it, but you want to make sure you're getting in front of eyeballs consistently. That proves that you have good content. And by studying your views and your analytics on the actual content, that stuff matters way more than the vanity metric of followers. We're so fixated on that. I don't know when it's going to go away. Hopefully we're getting farther and farther away from it, but it's just a near irrelevant metric at this point. So stop stressing it. The fifth thing you don't really need to stress about is hashtags. There will still be content that goes very viral that has a ton of hashtags, but that's not really the reason why it's going viral. But people see that, so they think, that must have been what made it go. That's just not true. And further proof of this is TikTok actually removed the ability to search for content from a specific hashtag. And so if they're removing that ability, that speaks to the fact that it's not that important. TikTok has the tools to just skim through what you're saying or what's in the video and determine what it actually is. So it can confidently know what the content is rather than any hashtags you may throw on it. So that's way more important to them because they can actually get an accurate picture as to what this content is and who to show it to. Whereas back in the old days, anyone could spam any hashtag on any piece of content, and that made TikTok's job a lot harder to get people the content that they wanted. So stop stressing over hashtags. If you want to throw some on there to target your content and give TikTok some extra help, go for it, but do not lose sleep over hashtags on TikTok this year. They're not important. Sixth thing I want you to stop stressing about is what I call crackhead edits. I know you've seen this. It's edits with the Hormozy style subtitles and edits left and right with pops, sound effects, crazy stuff that makes your head spin that everyone thinks we need to be doing to get attention and get views on TikTok. That's just simply not true. If you look at the creators that go the deepest, that have the best following, the best community, they are raw, authentic, and organic most of the time. Most of their content isn't super polished. It's not highly edited. People feel like they're hanging out with their friend or someone they look up to, whatever the relationship is, and it's delivered in a far more personal way. Everyone saw Hormozy's success with these pretty highly produced videos, and they just thought that was the recipe. That's how we have to go. That is just simply not the case. So many people are obsessing with that, and almost everyone's doing that, so everything just kind of blurs together, which only further accelerates the success of the people who are willing to just be raw, authentic, and off the cuff. Having structure and thought behind your videos is fantastic, but these overdone edits are overdone, and people are going very numb to them. So you actually stand out sometimes by doing less. So stop stressing over the crackhead edits, as I call them. I really think they're going to go out of style this year, and it's not something you need to stress over. If you've taken any value from this video so far, make sure you subscribe down below. As I mentioned earlier, I post weekly videos just like this to help you grow on social the right way and make more money using social media. Also, if you want to see our content, make sure to hit the bell button because YouTube does not do a good job of showing subscribers videos unless you click that button. The next thing I don't want you to stress about is one that's going to be far easier said than done, and that is post over post performance. I know the exact scenario. You have a few videos that pop and then the other videos just go way down. You feel like a loser. You even get some comments saying, oh, you've really fallen off from people that don't understand social media, and it crushes your enthusiasm for creating content. TikTok works a lot like a slot machine. There is a degree of randomness and chance, and it's given to you randomly because that's what gets you the most hooked. There's a reason why slot machines work the way that they do with intermittent reinforcement is because that's what keeps you coming back. So you'll hear about how people will say, oh, make X amount of videos and one's going to go viral. That's because you're playing a lottery. You're literally pulling down a slots machine. That's how you can kind of view the TikTok algorithm. So no matter how good your content is, there's going to be a degree of variability of the performance post over post. So a lot of people get so fixated that, oh, this post must have sucked because it didn't go viral like my last one did. There's no chance for every post to go viral. That's just simply not going to happen. That shouldn't even be the goal. And understand that some of this stuff is actually beyond your control. TikTok has even said publicly that they heat and cool certain videos based on users. So they have people who work for them that go across looking for content, that they boost it in terms of how many people see it, or they cool it. So there are so many factors involved with how the algorithm works, their heaters and coolers, and just the topics you're going to cover, that there's going to be massive fluctuations in how many views you get across your different videos. What I instead want you to focus on is zoom out, look at the bigger picture, and if there's a purpose behind the post, put it out there and don't stress it beyond that. There are little things that you can do to tweak to maybe get it to more and more people, like remixing the hook or remixing the first 30 seconds of it, maybe shortening it down. Those are things that you can do if you have the time, but a lot of people stress about these things so much so that they don't even create content. So definitely use the information that you have at your disposal. So viewer feedback, engagement that you see, as well as the analytics that TikTok gives you, but don't get too married or attached to that. Don't put your whole sense of value in post over post performance. That's a recipe for disaster. Instead, try to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Look at your impressions, your views over a longer horizon, and don't stress over post performance. Here's an exercise that I want you to do. Go look at your favorite creators and look at their content. There's going to be massive fluctuations in how many views that they receive. There are a few anomalies, but even those, it doesn't last forever. You're going to see a drop off or some fluctuation in their content as they just fall out of style. How long someone stays relevant on TikTok is so incredibly short that they're eventually going to experience this as well if they stay on the platform enough. So understanding that the biggest creators in the world experience this, you need to stop stressing about it yourself and just focus on the things that you can control. Making the best content that you possibly can, understanding who you're trying to serve, understanding who you're trying to reach and impact, and thinking about the reason for each post and making sure it's in alignment with your specific goals. Whether that's to grow your personal brand, grow your business, capture leads, whatever it is, if there's a purpose behind the post, put it out there and stop stressing so much about the post over post performance. Because even with that, there are different kinds of content that are naturally going to have different kinds of ceilings, meaning their maximum amount of views. If you are selling something, you are going to reach so much less people, even with a great hook, because people are going to drop off the second you start selling if it doesn't apply to them. So that instantly is going to nuke views in comparison to what a general value or interest-based video could be. So oftentimes with videos, you're comparing apples to oranges and it's a losing game. So yeah, stop stressing post over post performance on TikTok. Look at the bigger picture. Stay in the game. Social media is just like investing. Time in the market is way better than trying to time the market. And that's how I view creating content. You're better off consistently creating content, consistently getting better than hyper stressing over viral content and making that your goal. You can increase how often you do go viral by getting better and studying analytics. But if you make that your obsession, you're not going to stay in the game long enough to achieve the goals that you have. So if you stop doing all those things, you are going to enjoy your life way more and also grow far faster on TikTok. And I know some people really struggle with what kinds of content to post, especially if they are a brand or they're running a business. So check out this video right here where I walk through some of the most creative brands on TikTok and how they're leveraging the platform with awesome content that works really well and also drives a ton of business. Go ahead and check this out right here. I will see you over there and I'll see you on TikTok too. Peace.